Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Doodle Robot and I want to start out by wishing you a happy Star Wars Day. May the Force be with you. May 4th is Star Wars Day because May the 4th be with you. For those of you who need remedial Star Wars. Anyways, today we're going to go over our finished pages for April and some whips that I have. It wasn't a great month for coloring for me. But we'll talk about it all. But I did get my momentum at the end of the month and I made some really sci-fi geekery pages that I'm quite happy with. So we'll get to those in just a second. We're going to start out with the whips first. So, like I said at the beginning of the month, I kind of lost my mojo a little bit. And then I started working in some other books. Like I had a bunch of whips made, so I could just peck away at those from the month before, and didn't really do that. So, my whip in 50 Marvelous Dragons by Camilla Angelkova is a little farther along. I told the creepy toe story last time. I have since, colored some foliage and more flowers, and so not that much to do. I'm hoping I can finish that this month, hopefully. So this is a treated page with satin glazing liquid, and then I'm using Crayola colored pencils on it. Up here I'm using, I don't know, glittery stuff. What's it called? Glitterific. Lots of different colors of glitterific up there. Alright, so that is a little bit farther along. I did work on that a bit here and there. I started another whip because, I don't have enough whips going on yet. I started another one in this book. I just got the background laid in, that's all. Nothing fancy, just with alcohol marker there. And then, once my mojo came back and I started working on things, I did this and then I went off on a tangent and did other things. So we'll get to those towards the end. If you want to fast forward, if you don't want to see the whips, that's fine. You can fast forward more towards the end where we'll talk about the done pages. My subscribers have told me, though, that they like to see the process, so I'm showing the process. This one is also a little bit farther done. This is My Wondrous World Enchanted Winter by Massa Vandenberg. I'm not sure if I said that right. I got this one primarily, I was thinking, gosh, these designs look so big. I feel like I could, do some painting. And so I thought I'd experiment with that a little bit. This whip is a little farther along than it was before. I've got a bit more painted. I've painted the teal colors here. Not finished with that yet, though. And then I've got this cool glitterific. What color is it? I can't see this. I can't see the name. They made it too tiny and it blends in too much with the bottle, but I think I'd like to use some of that on here. This is just a painting experiment page. It's all acrylic paint. All the folk art matte acrylic paints is what I'm using. That was black, but that's just, I can only reach the black. And I'm going to use gel pens, maybe some of my ink tints here. But yeah, I kind of want to play with things that I'm not, so used to playing with on this page. I'll probably be finishing up this this winter page in the middle of summer. So, I live in the desert though. It gets very hot, 110, 120 degrees, so it'll make me feel cooler. So, with the exception of some of the done pages, these are whips from before. They're not necessarily any farther along, so I'm not going to explain them in as much detail as I did last time. Maybe I should move you down a smidge. Okay. You're very high up there. This is my Sherlock page from The Magical City by Lizzie Mary Cullen. There were altering videos on this page, like how I altered it. My plans are I'm going to collage, and I am Sherlock. This is I'm basing it off of the BBC show, Sherlock. That's not easy to say. So I did the kind of an impression of the wallpaper from the apartment that they live in, and I added 221B to the smoke here, and I'm going to have the little cell phone from the Irene Adler episode, and over here I'm going to paint on the smiley face that Sherlock spray painted on his living room wall. Why not? I look forward to that challenge, like how to make regular acrylic paint look like spray paint. So that is the plan. I have a video coming out after this on how to alter pages if you can't necessarily draw. So if you're interested in that, maybe you can't draw very well, but you want to alter some pages, I have some tips for you on that. So yeah, Sherlock is in exactly the same position that he was before, because I did not have I didn't have the energy. There were things going on, tax season, and then my landlords decided they were going to do some like major maintenance in my house. I had to move stuff around. In the beginning of the month, I lost my coloring mojo. So I didn't film a lot of videos. And I'm saving this one because there's a viewer request on how to do bricks. So I'm saving this one for the brick video. So I didn't work on that one. Otherwise, I probably would have, because I'm kind of motivated for Sherlock, but I'm also kind of saving it for a video. So we're off to Kirby. Kirby's Mythomorphia. This is still in exactly the same place it was before. This is just Jane Davenport pastel palette in the background, and all the grass is colored with Prismacolor. So I do think I'm going to do these huge mushrooms here orange though. Let me know if you think that's a good idea. I don't want to do them red because there's purple here. I don't know, it doesn't seem like red would stand out as much, but I do like purple and orange together often. So we'll see. So it's in the same exact state that it was last month. Romantic Country 2 is also in the same exact state that it was last month. Last month for me was all about reaching out of my comfort zone and doing lots of different mediums that were not necessarily in my comfort zone. So here I used my Color Shift acrylic paint, which I love, in the background. But here I really delved into my metallic watercolors, which I've never really used in such big spaces. I still have a little more to do there. The rest I think will be Prismacolor. So that's in exactly the same place as it was before as well. And the last one that is in the same place as it was before is Beauty of Horror 3 by Alan Robert. And this is the one where she's kind of at an amusement park. Oh, let's get you centered there. Sorry about that. And I was playing with my new ink tints at the time. I haven't played with them since, so they're still new. But I am going in here and putting in the low lights with water-based markers. I may do some pencil work on top, I don't know. The only thing I altered here was I added the eyes. The background is acrylic paint. So it's in exactly the same spot as it was before as well. So hopefully I can get to those this month. I did, intend to do that this month, but like I said, there was all that stuff going on. Lost my mojo. When I lost my mojo, I always feel like that's a good time to pick up my alcohol markers and have a play in an Amazon book, with alcohol markers and gel pens. So this was a new book, and so I kind of broke my slump by doing this page. Oh, I should say what this is. Cocktail Tropicali by Carla Magana. And this just has, I don't know, various tiki cocktails, drinks. It's pretty cool. A lot of her books, oh, I love the cats in this book. She should have done more cats in here. A little bit of architectural elements, but this one was very abstracted. This background stuff wasn't on there, so I altered it a bit. I didn't know what it was. I thought maybe it was lemons and limes and orange slices, because that's what they kind of abstractly looked like. So I just went with that. I'm like, oh, I'll just play with alcohol markers and gel pens, and that should get me out of my slump. And it pretty much worked. In the back, I just, these all come in like these oranges and lemons come in little sections. So I just kind of went with the little sections and did a color that would make the foreground pop. I gotta say, I don't have a lot of alcohol markers. So in order to get like this color, I had to mix 3 colors together. And I don't know if you can see it, but in the Amazon paper, it leaves it splotchy, I guess we'll say. I don't know what to call that. I guess you can see like the little fibers of the paper. It's interesting. It's not a negative necessarily, but I find it interesting that as you layer on, your second color, you can definitely see the splotches, and then the third color, you can see, it's interesting. Your eye fills it all in together, so it's okay, but it's weird. But anyways, so this is just alcohol marker and gel pens. I'm not sure. Some of my gel pens I don't like. Some I really like, but some I don't like. And I was using the flatter gel pens here, not the shiny sparkly ones, which seem to work really good. But the flatter ones don't necessarily work all that well. Sakura does, but the kind of the Walmart brand that I have, I can't think of what they're called. They don't work so well. I learned that. All right, so then I went on to do another page, and this is where I did a video of me throwing alcohol at the page. I based it in alcohol markers, and then I threw rubbing alcohol at it. Isopropyl rubbing alcohol. And then I came back on, somebody wanted a video on using the homemade gouache that I had taught people how to make in another video, so I used that a bit there, and then I got out some of my acrylic paint pens for the background. I went berserk on this background, like more is more on this background. I was a little concerned that I wouldn't be able to make the focal point make any sense at all, but it's okay. I found some colors that matched. I think the background might be the star of the show here, but it's a little doggy cup. If you drink this drink, you will get high and, go to Wonderland there. So yeah, so it's alcohol markers, and this is either gel pen or white Posca pen, I don't know. But that's it. So yeah, so I kind of broke my slump with those two things. And then I actually started working on a whip. I'm going to turn to a page you've already seen. This is Joanna Basford's World of Wonders. No, World of Flowers, sorry. If you recall this one from when, I don't know, it's dated though, February. So it's from my January-February pages. So this is a page that I altered drastically. All that was on it was 4 Beatles, and that made me think of the Beatles, because there were 4 Beatles. So, but I made the decision on this page, and you can refer back to that video if you want to know what was done here. I made the decision on this page to really stick with the theme of World of Flowers. It's World of Flowers. So all the elements that, the 60s lava lamps and the images from the Beatles songs, but like in the strawberries, I drew flowers that I got from the page. The sun is a flower. Even the submarine here, although it's just, I just copied it from the album art. I just drew it directly on there. Where I could, I put little flowers on the submarine because I want to stick to the theme of World of Flowers. So I made that decision here, which carries forward on the 2 pages, SciFi Geekdom pages that I did for this month. So I did, it was a whip. I had it drawn on there. I forgot my Star Trek thing. Hold on. All right. This is what, for those of you who don't know, this is what the Star Trek symbol looks like. And there's slight different variations as all the shows have come and gone. They've varied the Star Trek symbol a little bit, but this is it essentially. So this was a mandala type drawing that I would never do because it doesn't appeal to me. But, you know, I have visions of someday finishing, like, this World of Flowers book, because I really like it. But there are just some pages that just do not appeal to me. I'm going to have to figure out a way to alter them, like I did in my Magical Jungle book by Joanna Basford. I feel her pages just really give me the ideas to alter them. Like, they're just blank canvases for me to alter. So I could see this one. I had a different one picked out for this, and then I came back. I had this one picked out first, and then I picked out a different one, and then I came back to this one. And you can see where the Star Trek symbol kind of lends itself really well. So the only thing on the page ends at the red part of the circle. So I picked this page because of the centerpiece here. And I could keep the flower feel and add some like petal or leaf shapes here and still kind of have the flower feel as the little emblem in the center of the Star Trek symbol there. And then on this outer circle here, I was tempted to draw a line like we have here, just a regular kind of parallel line there. But I want to keep with the theme of World of Flowers. So instead, I just used the negative space and kind of made it wiggly, but left the flower and leaf stuff there so it could, remain true to its name, World of Flowers. So I'll talk about these corner sections in a second. I colored it based on the shirts. So there's, Captain Kirk's yellow shirt. There's the science blue shirts, and then there's the red shirts. The red shirts get the biggest amount of space because they sacrifice the most. That's Star Trek humor for you. You're gonna have to look that one up if you don't know what I'm talking about. Yes, but they sacrifice the most in the show. So, I was just gonna leave it, and then I'm like, the rest of the page looks so blank. So then I was gonna put different symbols in the corners for the different aliens that are in the show, and I wish I was this nerdy, but I'm not. I had to look up those symbols because I don't have that kind of time to be that nerdy. I wish I did, but I don't. And then I was just going to put one symbol per corner, but I'm like, that's such lazy composition. I think I could do better than that. I thought about it for several days, and I decided just to combine them all. So I'll zoom you down here. There we go. So the 3-circle thing here with all the circles inside it, that is the Andorian symbol. This little bird thing you would think would be the Klingon bird of prey, but it is not. It is the Romulan symbol. And this is the Vulcan symbol and the Klingon symbol. Before this, the only symbol I knew was the Klingon symbol. They're not quite those colors. I tried to stay true to it, but I was only using that limited color palette for the shirts, and I didn't want to deviate from that for the corner symbols. So that is my ode to Star Trek there. And then the Sci-Fi Geekery did not stop there. This was underway. I think this one was underway. No, I think my next one was underway as well. And Pixie's Projects put out her sci-fi coloring book thing, and I'm like, I'm on that. I'm on that. We're doing that too. And I wanted to show you these then, but I really wanted to save this next page for May the 4th, because, it's Star Wars Day. And so I just started a brand new page. I had all those whips, and I went off on this tangent and started a brand new page. So here we have Grogu, also known as Baby Yoda, in his little pod. So, and I did already shoot another video on how, most stuff I just draw on there myself. You can tell I, draw it on. I've shown videos how I do that. This is not drawn on. This is, the words here are stenciled on. And this is not drawn on. But in that video, I'll show you how I got that on. So if you can't draw, then you can check out the video. It's where it's partially completed, so you'll see it partially completed. Here it's just done. The problem with this page is that when I was drawing on it, I did attempt to do so, but there's so much black lines. This is like a never-ending pattern that I would never have done in a million years had I not drawn something exciting on it like Baby Yoda. But when I would draw on it, I couldn't see the line because there were so many competing black lines already there. So I had to really rack my brain to figure out how to do this page. And remember, I want to stay true to World of Flowers. That's why I colored all these flowers. This took forever. All these little flowers and leaves and things. Except where it's white, I didn't color them. But I was tempted. There were many times I was tempted. It's like, oh, I just want to color baby Grogu's skin as it appears in the TV show. You know, he's got an interesting skin color. I went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I just decided, though, in the end, to remain true to, you know, World of Flowers, and just did all those little designs. In colored pencil, I might add. In colored pencil. That's all there is on here, except for the little reflections in his eyes. That's Posca pen. So this is Prismacolor, Brutfuner, and Astra Pastelo pencils. The Star Trek one is the same. It's all those pencils, plus I think there's Crayola colored pencils in there. So, and of course just the Micron pen. But yeah, those took forever and a year because there were a lot of little tiny bits to color in colored pencil. But I'm very pleased with both of them, especially Baby Yoda. And, you know, I had kind of planned it. I'm like, it's the perfect time to do it because it's going to be Star Wars Day and I could unveil it on Star Wars Day. And yeah, so that's what I did. So I have a total of 4 pieces done this month, which is pretty good, not bad. For me, I'm a slowpoke. There were lots of things going on. And there's one whip left in here, which you can't see because it's just in pencil. I still have to draw on some jaggedy butterflies. I think my page is going to fall out, though. Baby Yoda broke the book here. So that is it for my April finished pages. I thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time. I hope you have a wonderful May, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Live long and prosper. Bye-bye.